Hi guys! So I wanted to make a video to talk about something that's actually pretty personal to me. And since it's something that I've really struggled with for a long time, I really hope that the things I have to say will encourage those of you out there who are maybe struggling with something similar. So here's the deal. My confession. I've never had a boyfriend. And maybe that doesn't sound like a big deal to some of you, which if not, that's great, because really it shouldn't be a big deal. But for a long time, it was something that I was really ashamed to admit. From a young age, we're told to anticipate the joys of romance and relationships, right? You expect to grow up and fall in love and get married and have kids, and having your first boyfriend is a rite of passage. And it's always emphasized that this is a big part of life, huge, and that it should be one of your main goals to get married and to find the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You pretty much expect that it's going to happen at some point, right? Because, it feels like it happens to everyone, doesn't it? Except it's not happening to you. I remember when I was in high school and all my friends were getting their first boyfriends, and it felt like it was happening to everyone but me. And at that time, I would just tell myself, oh, it's high school, it's fine. It's not like everybody has a high school sweetheart. Come on, that's just, movie stuff. It'll happen, and for sure in college, if not in high school. And then I went to college, and it's not that I never went on a date, but I never got a boyfriend. And then college was over, and here I am, an adult in the real world, and my friends are moving in with their boyfriends, and it seems like everybody has someone, or by that point they had someone, and then time passes, and now your friends are getting married, and they're having kids, and suddenly I'm the only one among all my coworkers who is not just single, but has never even had a boyfriend. And it's hard. I think it's hard for anybody who's been single a really long time. So I think, anybody who's watching who's single or hasn't dated somebody since high school or for 10 years or something can relate to what I'm saying. But I just want to acknowledge the people out there who may be like me, who've never had a serious relationship or any kind of relationship. Because I feel like those people aren't acknowledged enough. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who've never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend and who are maybe getting older, and we feel completely ignored. Nobody ever talks about this in society, And when you've never, ever been with somebody or never experienced being in a relationship with someone, there's a lot of pain that comes from that. It's not just about loneliness. There's anger, there's frustration, there's sadness, there's shame. You feel unwanted, you feel undesirable. You wonder, what's wrong with you? Are you not pretty enough? Are you not good enough? Smart enough? Whatever enough? It can really hurt your confidence. And then, you're self-conscious about even going out and meeting people and dating. You start thinking, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Or, well, what will the guy think of me or the girl think of me if he finds out or she finds out that I don't have that much experience and at my age and this and that and all these things you start thinking about, and it's stressful, and you start to feel abnormal. You feel like a loser, you feel like a failure, you feel like you maybe can't participate in some of the conversations that your friends are having because you don't have any experience that you can share from, and you feel left out, you feel left behind, you feel ignored, and you feel different. So it's hard, maybe you feel like nothing ever works out for you. Maybe you feel like the universe is against you. Why me? Why must I be alone forever when everybody else seems to be able to have somebody? Why? And it's not a good place to be. First of all, I just want to say to anybody who is in the same boat here, who can relate to what I'm saying, that you are not alone, okay? There's actually lots of people out there who have never had a boyfriend, who don't have much experience with relationships. So you're not like a freak or anything like that. I know how easy it is to get down on yourself, but you are totally fine and normal and desirable, and it's not necessarily a direct reflection of you. But I want to tell you guys two things. These are things that I've learned throughout my journey and my struggle, and I think they're very important to remember. So number one, our worth is not determined by our relationship status or experience. Let me say that again, okay? Our worth as a human being is not determined by our relationship status or our relationship experience. Is that sinking in? Yes. Everywhere we turn, like in the media and in society, we're always told that a woman's role is to be sexy and attractive, and we're taught that basically being attractive to a man and having a man validates us as women. Pretty much every mainstream TV show and movie and magazine, everywhere you look, it's all about dating and relationships and sleeping around and how you can make yourself more beautiful and more the ideal so that you can be attractive, you can have more relationships and more sex and more of all of that. I think that modern society has made idols of relationships and sex. We basically worship these ideas. It's all we focus on. So, of course, being under that influence and being bombarded by all these images and all of these expectations, we measure ourselves by these standards. But the fact is that life and we as people are so much more than any of that. You know, life is about growth and about purpose, about finding joy and finding meaning in your life. And yes, of course, a relationship is wonderful and it can really add a lot to your life, and it's an amazing experience, but it's not the be-all and end-all. What matters is not your dating experience or how attractive you are. What matters is the kind of person that you are in here and how you show up in the world and what you're doing with your life. So that's one thing that I think is important to remember. And number two is that our society is so freaking entitled. I feel like in this day and age, we operate on this assumption where we think that we're supposed to get everything that we want and that that's just the way life works and that that's how it's supposed to work. When really, that's not how life works at all. And we are not promised anything. And in fact, anything that we do have in this life, whether it's a nice house, a job, food on the table, a car, and yes, a boyfriend, a family, children, a significant other, all of these things are blessings. Everything that we have is a blessing. In fact, you being alive right now, and the fact that you're here and you're breathing and you're able to even have a life is a blessing. So we need to stop behaving like life owes us something, because life doesn't owe us anything. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, let's be grateful for the things that, by the grace of God, we do have. Let's count our blessings. Let's remember that life is about so much more than just our individual lives. There are greater forces at work, you guys, okay? It's not just about us, and we're not guaranteed to have it all. So let's be grateful for what we do have, because a grateful heart is a loving heart. And being bitter and negative about not having a boyfriend or about not having anything really that you don't have is only going to close us off from the good that might be actually trying to come our way. And we're going to close ourselves off to people and to opportunities that, who knows, could be amazing. And just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want, okay? I'm not saying stop wanting what you want. Don't get me wrong. Wanting intimacy, romance, relationship, companionship, those are all very natural human desires. So this isn't about getting over not having someone, because I don't expect anybody to get over it. I'm not over it. I mean, I still feel sad and left out a lot of times. Recently, it feels like every time I go on Facebook, someone else is engaged, or someone else just got married, or someone else is having a baby. So it's not easy, and it's an ongoing thing. But I just wanted to give some perspective and to put these thoughts out there, because changing the way that I think about certain things has really helped me feel better about the circumstances and the situation that I find myself right now in my life. And I can trust that if it's meant to be, then it will happen when the time is right. So I'm not saying that it's not going to happen to me or to anyone. Okay, so definitely don't think that. In fact, I think everyone should have hope, okay? So don't give up. Don't give up, people. Don't give up. So that's it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thank you so much. I really hope that the things I had to say, that somebody out there could relate and that it could help somebody somewhere. Because I know that I've spent a lot of time just feeling like a loser and basically like a total freak. It's really affected my confidence in some ways. So I hope that, that this video can help some of you. And if you have any questions or any comments about what I had to say or anything that you want to add, please, 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 I really want to hear from you guys. I really want to connect with you guys out there. So please leave a comment, or send me a message, whatever. And if there's actually any other topics that you want to hear me talk about, or anything else that you'd want me to address, I'm happy to do that in another video. So suggestions, anything like that, also let me know, and please write down below. But thank you guys. I love you, lovely souls. Have a great day, and I hope to see you guys again. Peace.